Yo, what up? It's AaroniMoses, and I made the video how to be an independent thinker, but I didn't really teach you how to be an independent thinker, and this is definitely what you were looking for. If you feel like you're a sheep or that you listen to society's messages, you fit certain expectations, and you feel like, hey, a lot of these things that I think, I'm pretty sure is because somebody told me that this was right, this was wrong. I mean, you know what you need to deprogram yourself from. Certain thoughts, self defeating thoughts, things that don't really make sense for you to believe. Um, and these things, maybe you're short, you're 5'3", you're skinny, and you are a balding white guy. Somebody who is typically unattractive to women. What the fuck? Women want tall, dark, handsome, chiseled jaw. If you don't fit these things, that doesn't mean that you don't deserve a 10 or you can't attract your perfect 10. If you want Eva Mendes and you are 5'3" and you have a receding hairline, you're a ginger, you're pale, pasty. I mean, society typically tells you that, hey, look, these are not the, you don't fit the criteria, bro. You don't need to, be even trying to attempt these things. You are from the inner city. You live in a slum. You don't need to be going to college. If you're a woman, you need to be thinking this. Why would you even entertain the thought of making more money than a man? Shit like that. Things that not our own, not that are not only defeating and serve you no purpose, but just things that you never really considered and you just don't necessarily think are right. Or enough people are telling you, like, look, there's other ways of thinking. You're being really close minded. You only think this because this is your programmed belief. If you want to change that, this is the video for you. So first, my first tip is learn about things that you knew about, but you didn't really know about. If you think you know what's going on, if you think that people are not killing people because of their race, because of some shit that's in the Bible, then you need to learn about Israel Palestine. In Israel Palestine, the Israelites are killing the Palestinians because Israel is their promised land, and that's what it says in the Bible. If you don't think that things like that are going on, research that. If you think that slavery still doesn't exist, research that. Whatever you think you fucking know, anything random, whatever you think you know about something, research it. Look at it, consider it. Alright? This video it's not really a step-by-step thing. These are mostly tips about learning about new things and doing certain researches. Alright? So it's not like I'm spoon feeding you. I'm giving you the resources, but you definitely have to do the work on your own. So next, learn about different conspiracies. You don't have to accept them because they are conspiracies. They're not always based on pure fucking raw hard facts, but at least knowing this is how people think. This is what people literally think. People literally think that Christianity was invented by some aliens who made deals with people saying, hey, look, we'll give you eternal riches. We'll make a deal with you. If you can get these people to believe in Jesus, and if we get you, if we if you get people to believe in God, Jehovah, if you name him Jehovah, and you read these people these books, when you die, you will experience 100 years human time in heaven, but it will only be 1 year. You'll be reborn, and then you'll live the same fate again, being a pastor or a preacher again, and you're gonna have millions of dollars again, and you're gonna die again, go to heaven for 100 human years, but it's only really 1 earth year again, and you're gonna keep being reborn as a pastor as long as you make this deal. When you're 16, you're gonna remember you making this deal thousands of years ago, and we're gonna give you all the resources to be a pastor. People literally think that about Christianity. If you consider that that's how people think, then it'll do something for how you think and what you learn to filter coming through your mind. Next, again, always meditate. Meditation really helps you to expand your mind. It really helps you to be an independent thinker. Filter, listen to your own thoughts. Random thoughts that pop into your head. Sitting there, why do people get married? I don't know why people get married. Look at this. This is fucking stupid, you know? I'm just using that example because it's really easy to attack, and I honestly think it's fucking stupid. Next, observe sheep. Look at what people consider sheep, and think about all the cons, the negativity that comes with people not utilizing their ability to think for themselves, people not expressing their real personality. That creates mental illnesses, for one. People not being able to think for themselves, you're stifling yourself. Your real personality is in a little ball. It's not like you're relieving yourself of your ego. It's not like you're on this fucking spiritual enlightened journey when you're following what people say. You're not crushing your ego, you're compressing it, you're depressing your ego. And all depression, in the most extreme cases, they end in some kind of suicide or attempted suicide. So when you see these people, hey, why do you like Lil Wayne? Well, my friends introduced me to him, and we were riding in the car, and now I sip lean because I listen to Lil Wayne. Shit like that. Do you really like wearing skinny jeans? I mean, my girlfriend bought me a pair, and they look kind of nice. What happened to your other jeans? Well, I don't really wear them like that. Sheep shit, fuck that. Watch what these people do. Watch their level of happiness, and just try to feel it, sense it. Remember a time when you actually did some shit like that. Alright, next. Studying deduction. Reading books about deduction, studying things, learning, social equations. Learning even maybe some form of criminology, being able to figure things out. Deduction. So next, learn suggestion. If you can learn suggestive language, neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, you can literally see how advertisements, marketing schemes work. You can literally see how and why these people don't want you to think for yourselves. You can see all these symbols, all these things become clear to you. It's just like meditation. You start to see, hey, this company uses a lot of reds. This company uses a lot of greens. This company uses a lot of purple. They use pentagrams. They use fucking different shapes for these reasons. And when you start to see that, for some people, it may or may not make them paranoid and make them overanalyze fucking everything and make you resent the government or whatever. But it's definitely more for you to to gain these skills, to be more aware, to be more clear where you stand. Next, try new things. Of course, listen to weird ass music. Listen to fucking like Saul Williams, ICP, Nirvana. I think is pretty weird sometimes. Tech Nine, old 3-6, my favorite, obviously, of course. MIA, Die, Antwoord, album just came out a week ago. Shout out to them. That shit is hot. I love their music. Portishead, Amy Winehouse. Listen to that weird ass music. Listen to it. You know, classical. Anything that you consider, anything that you consider weird. Anything that you consider the opposite of you. I mean, if you're a human, there's really no the opposite race. But if you think like that, you know, take that step. Classist. If you're rich, go hang out with some poor people. If you're poor, go hang out with some rich people. If you're in the middle, hey, do both. Alright? So, yeah, that was my next tip, actually, in a way. Now, if you feel a really extreme way about something, even if it's something that's morally correct, investigate both sides, because when people start to only consider one side, that's what closes their mind, and that's what makes them think with that social bubble, that orb that gets bigger when people who think alike come together. If you know that a rape victim is in no way responsible for them being raped, it doesn't matter how much perfume they were wearing, it doesn't matter how short their skirt was, it doesn't matter that they were walking around in a dark alley, you know, that's not an invitation to be raped. But if you look at the reasons that people may say some of these things, you know, she knew that, you know, rapists pick girls with short skirts because they can maneuver around them easier, so why would she wear a skirt? That's not an excuse, but you should always look at both sides. It might not change your way of thinking, and hopefully for that subject it doesn't, but maybe for like gangbanging or some shit, something that you can, or selling drugs, something that you can maybe rationalize a little bit, that's morally, you know, maybe I could maybe consider both sides. If you can do that, then you are exercising those muscles. Next is, I already said this, learn the cons of going with the crowd. You can easily Google that. You can always type in exactly that. What are the cons for groupthink, for social, for following social norms? What are the cons of it? Why is that bad? Sorry. Next, you can learn about evolutionary psychology and sociology. I probably should have saved this for last, but this is one of the most powerful things that you can do, because you can identify when people are acting off of instinct, if they are programmed to that extent. Everybody's programmed to a certain extent, but are they programmed by the man, by the social norms? You can see where these people are, and the people, depending on who they are, if they're that person who you would say, look, in a 51 person society, this person would be dead, but now they're not operating in a 51 person society, which is why a lot of people do what they do, because we react survival wise off of multiplying in a 51 person society. You could say, look, this person doesn't have any anxiety to approaching people. This person isn't afraid of rejection. This person doesn't have any problems with challenging the alpha male in this group, this person wanders off from his social class, those are things that would have gotten you killed in the caveman days. If you can see, like, look, this person would have gotten their fucking head bashed in the caveman days. You can see, hey, look, this person's a free thinker. This person's mentally independent. This person would have gotten killed back then. That is what I need to, adopt some of these things. Study that person. But when you know these things about evolutionary psychology and sociology, then you can take those steps. Okay, look, I do have anxiety about talking to other women because, in that 51 person tribe, that woman could have already been taken and I would have gotten killed back then. But now we don't have those laws. So me eliminating that thought from my mind is something that I have to do to become more of an independent thinker. Look, now I can express myself because I know the alpha male is not going to kill me in this group because it's not cavemen, because we are a part of this society that will prevent him from doing that, So those things. The last two, hang around people who are independent thinkers and learn about independent thinkers. People like Einstein, people like Darwin, people like these rappers and groups that I've named, these singers, the history of them. Kurt Cobain used to live under a fucking bridge. He lived in a fucking, one bedroom apartment. He was on heroin. He fucking, cross-dressed or some shit. I don't know. Bone Thugs and Harmony, they were fucking independent thinkers. They did shows in Cleveland. They got big in that small-ass town. They got money together and took the Greyhound to California just to rap for Eazy-E live at a concert that they almost missed by an hour. Literally. I think one of them got locked up when they got there for smoking weed in public or doing some shit in the hotel. But all of that was some independent thinker shit. Learn about these people. Learn about how 3-6 created Tear the Club Up music, crunk songs, crunk. Learn about how they were fronted I think $250,000 by DJ Paul's brother, who's a drug dealer, who would have probably killed him if he didn't get his money back. And now they have Academy Awards. Learn about these people. Learn about these situations that you don't necessarily have to put yourself into, but these people expose themselves to some risk. Just learn about these things, and you'll definitely be on the way. It's not an overnight thing. I have been like this mostly my whole life because I wasn't really socialized after a certain point. So I had all the space and time to think, ponder, meditate, and think for myself. So that's all I got for you. It's AaroniMoses. Peace.